Yes, hello and welcome back to my channel, London Cigar Smoking Society, with me, Gideon. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that is always overcomplicated. It doesn't need to be. Chinese ships. That would be cigar sizes. This is a Cohiba Siglo 6. The size is 52 ring gauge by 5 7/8. So what does that mean? The ring gauge is the girth of the cigar and 5 7/8 is the length of the cigar. Yes, indeed. Also to note, when you're looking at buying cigars sometimes online, it might have the dimensions in millimeters. So you'll have the ring gauge followed by millimeters instead. This cigar in millimeters is, yes indeed, 150 millimeters. We know that this is a Siglo 6. It's 5 7/8 and it's got a ring gauge or girth of 52. But somebody might refer to it as a Robusto Extra or a Canonazzo. So what do they mean? There are two classifications of the cigar, and they are the vitola de galera and the vitola de salida. The vitola de salida is Siglo 6, the brand name that Cohiba give to this particular cigar. And then the vitola de galera is Canonazzo. So that is the name that the factories refer to this cigar as. So if you're rolling a Canonazzo in the factory in Cuba, it will have the exact dimensions of this cigar. And then just colloquially, it might be referred to as the Robusto Extra. That's why when you're talking about cigars and hearing other people talk about cigars, the sizes can be quite confusing because there can be different names for the same cigar and they're all correct. So you think you're saying something wrong, but you're actually not. Superb. Moving on. This example with another cigar, this is a Blend 17 from JJ Fox, and this is a Churchill, known as a Churchill. So if you were buying this, it would usually be called a Churchill, which is 7 inches by 47 ring gauge. That's a really easy one to remember because it's the plain 747. But if this was being rolled in the factory, it would be known as a Giulietta number 2. Okay, so that is the cigar dimensions. There are other names given to a certain type of cigar. So there are two classifications or 3 classifications. You have Parejo, which is spelt with J but silent, which isn't good for my dyslexia, but a straight-sided cigar. Then you have a Figurado, which is not a straight-sided cigar, and a double Figurado. But coming into a Figurado would also be something like a Culebra, the cigar which is 3 cigars all wrapped into one. So it's just anything that doesn't have straight sides. So you might hear somebody saying, calling a cigar a Figurado. That isn't in fact the size of the cigar, that would just be talking about the shape of the cigar. Okay, so I hope that's made things a little bit clearer for everybody. I'm going to enjoy this lovely stick. Hope you're doing the same and tune in for the next tutorial with me.